Your blue bar on the bottom.
Neil, what'd you do?
There we are.
What'd you do? Too busy chopping that Twix bar. Neil's here.
Okay,
There are priorities,
Got a
Kevin.
Twix left.
we have a quorum.
What's in the Twix?
Those are cookies
Caramely
inside
stuff.
chocolate.
So roll call's done.
Yep.
Statement of public notice.
This meeting was noticed in accordance with the open meeting law.
Mayor's comments, real quick, I do not have a rundown, but I did visit the White House and the Eisenhower Executive Building for a Women Mayors Conference. There are about 90 of us present, out of 600, I guess, I'm told, in the country. I guess there was a little bit of a glitch, though all the emails didn't get through. They landed in junk emails, so that's why maybe many of them weren't there. So when I have time and can draft something, I'll give you an update, and it was interesting. So appreciate the opportunity to represent the city there. Public comment, none. Consent agenda?
Motion to approve.
Second.
I tried.
I'd like to pull,
Wait,
Oh,
wait, wait,
you
wait.
need to do that before, I think. Or-
Yeah.
really, okay.
how do we do this, Jeff? Just do it now?
Just let them pull it now.
What do you want pulled?
84.
Okay, 84 is pulled, so.
And then the motion
the
would be for
motion,
the other ones.
And second is for the remainder.
Okay, so now, but Alderman Borgman moved, Alderman Wolf seconded.
Oh, did
Right, and I said, so the
Okay,
motion is
okay.
now for just the
Okay.
first four and the last one's removed.
Okay.
Is there any discussion on those four? Okay, please cast your vote.
How come I don't have?
I can't connect.
Stop it.
Mine is really slow.
I'm broken.
He's been evicted.
Yeah.
I guess.
Is Kevin still voting?
It's easier to say yes and no. He's not sure.
Well, we didn't even get a second on this, did we? Or,
I must be.
Kevin, you have to bring a grandchild along next time.
I know. I need somebody. I need a 6-year-old
I
here.
do too.
We could just we have a touchscreen right here. And you
Oh, my.
Now, I don't know how I make that resolution.
Are you reconnecting? By the end of the evening, I'm lost. The real meaning of help.
Use the consent agenda.
I already voted. Are you
Back
sure?
up to where you were.
You can hit
Okay.
okay if you want to go back.
I think I'm lost.
I have to because I guess I have to get the item.
It'll take 4 hours or whatever.
So I gotta take this.
You should have a keyboard with this. Is there a keyboard with this?
is this something different here now?
Yeah, big day.
And then I don't know what I do.
Hit next.
Doing things.
Okay, we are back on. So the motion on the table is for the first four items. Where are we at? Please cast your
Voted on
vote.
that.
They voted.
Voted.
We voted on that. So
Done.
now we're on,
Now we're on Resolution 84, establishing traffic regulations, speed limit on Hillendale Drive. I need a motion to put it on the floor.
just say it verbally.
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. Alderman Kubaki?
I guess I just don't see the benefit of changing a speed limit 5 miles an hour. I know it'll appease a handful of people, but in the big picture, people just, it's a school zone, first of all, so people are going to slow down or should slow down when children are present. I guess I don't see a benefit. I got a call from somebody the other day about Kelsey Drive. It's a 45-mile-an-hour speed limit there. Homes are set back off that street substantially. This one, they're closer on, but I guess I don't see the benefit of changing all this. It doesn't make any difference.
I
Scott?
kind of agree with you. I only had one person contact me, and they basically said that studies show that it doesn't do anything by going from 30 to 35, or 35 to 30, that all it can do is write more tickets.
Yeah, I agree with the same thing. You know, once you think about it, it's like, what is a 5 miles an hour going to do? People are going to speed, they're going to speed. If they're speeding during a school zone, dropping it from 35 to 30, I don't see what that's going to accomplish.
What is the school zone to begin with?
Yeah.
Well, it is, but
It's
yeah,
lower,
people
right?
are going
Very
to be going
small
slower there
portion
anyhow.
of it is
Right.
school.
Yeah.
The very, very small portion of the school.
But I don't know what that 5 miles an hour are going to do. You know, what is
doing
that
it,
going
that's
to
what I'm
do?
saying.
It's, I don't think people are going to slow down that additional 5 miles
I
an
see
hour.
what you're saying.
And I think
You
if
know,
we,
what is that going to do for the other streets? Everybody's going to be asking for,
yeah,
you know, speed limits to drop, then we might as well just,
we'll open the door for that, I think.
yeah,
Actually, a lot of the roads are 30 miles an hour that are in subdivisions, right?
or 25.
Or 25. So this is just bringing it more in line with what the other subdivisions are.
But the more major
not-
streets are higher though, aren't they?
Yeah, because this is a connector street between,
That's not, I don't really
Racine,
look at
and it's
that
not
as
a
a
subdivision.
subdivision street.
Isn't Lannon 30?
Yes?
And Pioneer is 30?
Yep.
Yep.
They're all
I consider that
connected
part
streets,
of Hillendale to be very similar to those streets. A large volume of traffic, a lot of in and out from the side.
And with the new school, the volume on that road is much increased.
Volume.
You know, one thing I can say, being close next to Lannon, people do not do 30 down Lannon. I don't, you know.
People don't do 30 down any street.
Right. So you know, I guess my point is, I don't have a problem with it being 30. I just don't know if it's going to accomplish anything.
This went through a
just-
safety committee, right?
It's the recommendation of Public Works and Safety.
You know, I guess my concern is we're doing something, changing it, and it's not going to accomplish what the end goal is. You know, if it's to get people to slow down. Is it getting to people to slow down to 30 or get them to slow down to 35? Because I just don't see how that's going to happen without enforcement.
well, the study didn't show that much of a variance over the posted speed limit, did it?
Well, the average wasn't that like
Like 36, yeah.
No, it was
I think it was
41.
I thought I
What was
saw.
it?
No,
You
it
said-
was 36.
41
I
was
thought
the
it was
85th
41.
I thought I
percentile,
saw.
I think.
I probably think most streets are 40.
Scott, would you like to come up and clarify that?
I think one thing when we were looking at this, and we had this good discussion and everything, is please remember Racine Road. Sorry, Racine Road, that,
It's not on.
Racine Road? There you go.
Yep.
That was the old Racine Road. We created this new Racine Road on the one side that handles a lot of traffic, that's kind of more of your connecting street through. And even when we had this discussion with everyone, the police chief happened to be at this meeting. So we had this great discussion, and I think all of you seen this email from Mr. Kowalski about asking about it, and we talked about this. I mean, if a road looks clean, like if you go out to Moreland Road right now and you see that thing, I mean, you want to do 60 miles an hour through that thing. And I mean, you do. I mean, it, honest to God. And we even talked too, in 2 years, Hillendale is going to be redone. You know, so you're going to have this more of this people kind of going through this. But even the chief said is, the goal kind of is, let's alleviate some of the extra traffic that's on Hillendale and get it on the road that's supposed to be, which is Racine. So a lot of you probably understand when you drive down Bay Lane. And Bay Lane's got the school there and it's 25 miles an hour. So it's set up at 25 and you got a school right there. If you're not really going to go down Bay Lane because you have to go to the school, you're going to probably avoid it. Because you know why? You know it's 25 miles an hour. So our discussion, and I think what was happening is you have a, and John, you guys can talk, Neil was there too, is you have a lot of residents with a lot of driveways coming in and out. We have a school now that once was an operation that was different, and now it's double. I mean, it's doubled. You got more people coming in there and back and forth. And the idea of the speed limit between the school, that's fine, 15 miles an hour, but we have a lot of more activities there just than that during that school time. and you're going to have more and more people coming in and out of the school, and you have more residents coming in and out, and you have all this traffic going down this road here. So the idea was if we can alleviate some of that traffic and get it around Racine, that was kind of the overall judgment of why this was a good thing to do. Now, 100% agree. The only way that this is done is you write a couple tickets. And I'm not going to lie to you, but hopefully you write a couple tickets, and if it's for a 30-mile-an-hour speed to a 35-mile-an-hour speed and they're doing 10 over, that ticket's going to be more significant. And if that gets out kind of like on our social media, I'll have to say Facebook, more people will say, don't speed down this road. And in my mind, if there's something that we can do to always protect the safety of children, and I'm a big fan, you know, that school's real close, and it's kind of like Bay Lane. If you really drive it, and the amount of traffic that's going to come in and out, and also we're planning on doing a trail on the west side there, I think that was why the discussion was brought up there. And John and Neil and Eileen, I mean, that was kind of like why we decided to do that. I mean, bring up anything, I mean, we all discussed everything like, yeah, you know, it's still going to look real clean. It's going to be hard unless you have the police to come in there, but you got to put a couple of the signs out there, say you're in the speed limit of going through there. But I think you all got to look at has that road changed? Instead of being what Racine used to be, you have Racine now. And it's easier to sell when you have something that's parallel, that's going to go as fast as you can almost down that road. You know, it's kind of a little bit easier to sell to alleviate that traffic on that road and kind of just slow it down by 5 miles.
How did this conversation get started?
From my understanding, before there was Public Works and Safety, a gentleman came to Public Safety, and John, you can tell me if this is wrong.
That gentleman, I challenged him to go out and find out how many neighbors were with him, and he brought in a whole list of people that signed on with him.
To the Public Safety meeting.
Safety meeting, yeah.
Yep, and
But he is not the only one who has requested this. I've had, ever since I've been alderman, there's been numerous requests from people up and down that road. Will you slow it down?
Yeah, and he then requested at Public Safety, then we joined back together as Public Safety and Public Works, and then John brought it back as unfinished business, from my understanding. And so
we asked for the speed study at the end of the school year, which was taken in May, and then because of the change of the committee, it got deferred a little bit here into the summer, but it was a follow-up to what took place, I believe it was the May meeting, which was the last one of the public safety, I believe, before we combined the committees. And so we brought it back to discuss it, and this is where we came to.
Yeah. So, and if anyone else has any comments, but I think that was the overall kind of discussion of what it is.
That's a valid point. I just don't know if that's going to accomplish the goal of slowing it down, you know, getting fewer people off. But, you know, and to go a little bit further was brought up that Bay Lane is 25. Then why isn't that street 25?
We brought up the discussion, he asked to get it down to 25.
Yeah.
It was brought up that he requested to get it down to 25, and
I proposed the 30 over the 25 because I'm going with the idea that, yes, when people see it's as nice a road as it is and whatnot, they're going to try and go faster.
Yeah, because I'm just afraid it's not going to accomplish the goal of.
Well, I'm not sure that you're not wrong about that, but I feel like there is a need to try and challenge it and do something with it, because even the chief said that at the 35-mile posted speed, Hillendale is a shortcut. It takes less time.
Sure.
Just to clarify one thing
So it's 45 on Y.
just to clarify one thing Scott said about police enforcement, 1 to 10 over is 3 points off your license, $98 fine. When you get to 11 over, it's 4 points off your license. When you get to 15, it's a $124 fine. So the fines and the penalties increase. Once the word gets out, people tend to say, yeah, 4 points, $124. I don't know if I want to deal with that. What Scott's saying, I may choose to take a different road. It's kind of what people do in Elm Grove. It's 25 through the whole village. People just try to avoid it.
I just hope the people who live there don't get those tickets.
No.
Well, the average speed is 36.7 miles an hour. Even with a 30-mile-an-hour speed limit, I don't think the police are going to write tickets at 36. So, I mean, I'll go along with the committee, but I just don't think it's going to accomplish.
Over the years, it's been 35. I've been in the neighborhood for 30 years now, and it's been 35 the whole time. the volume of traffic on Hillendale in that area has definitely picked up because there's two subdivisions weren't there 30 years ago. Now the school has doubled. So there's considerably more volume of traffic using this road.
That sounds like most of the city's roads.
Now, my only caveat here, and this is, Thursday is our first public information meeting for Hillendale. I'd ask for a decision here because what's important is a 35 to a 30-mile design speed really affects design. That 5 miles will affect these guys when I release them after 30% to design the road. And it's very important that whatever you decide here, you make that decision today, so I don't get a change order cost or whatever. So we're not too far into the project to have them change it now. But if it comes back, it could be very costly. Just, I want to throw that caveat out there. So.
So with that, is there any other discussion?
I'll just make this comment. I've tried to weigh this back and forth ever since I've been involved with it, and I'm still favoring the 30. Thank you.
Yeah. I think it's a good compromise where it should be in other valid points. I just
All right, with that,
Should have a roll call vote.
I guess I got one last comment.
why?
If we're gonna have one school zone at 25 and another one at 30, shouldn't we just make them all the same if we're gonna start doing this?
Crowbar's 35, or 45.
What's that?
Crowbar's 45.
Yeah.
Yeah, but where's the school compared to Crowbar, though? I mean,
on
on
Crowbar.
Bay Lane, you actually go through the parking lot of the school.
Right. But my point is that, should we standardize this and so that we don't have to go through this and have
We
big
have the
discussions?
Well, all the school zones are 25 in the school itself.
Yeah.
The posted school zones are 25.
Yeah, but I think we're opening the book up here that everybody's gonna start coming back. I mean, I got people calling me a few times a year asking for everything, including stop signs and everything all the time. And want lower speed limits everywhere, so I could bring this to almost every meeting. That's what, I'm just saying, we should look at standardizing this and then we don't have this dilemma of going through different speed limits and speed places and, I mean, the city's growing everywhere, the schools are all growing everywhere and.
So are you recommending that go back to the committee? Is that what you're saying?
Well, he's got a dilemma on his road.
But we got one issue on the table, and I think that's a separate issue for the committee, I really do.
I'm saying
I'd
even
like
for the
to call a
future,
question
even for
on
the
it, though.
future, maybe, yeah. Maybe we should look at, if you want to vote on this one and
I
then
think we should vote on this one and then let it back to the committee.
have them do some standardization on the streets, you can get involved with that. I don't know, you got your GPS guy out there and GIS, whatever, you know.
I do feel that the school being at the north end of it is only one element. It's
Well,
not,
that's what I'm thinking, is only a piece of it.
it's only
the rest
a
of it
small
is-
piece of it really because
The rest of it, people want to move, including the people who live there. You know, 30 miles is hard to drive.
My car isn't going slow.
Is there any other discussion? Okay, we're going to do a roll call vote because we can't use the system for this because Kevin pulled it out at the wrong time. I'm calling him out. So we just kind of got to,
Okay,
so Jill will do a roll call vote.
Alderman Madden,
Yes.
Alderman Kubaki,
yes.
Alderman Engelhardt,
yes.
Alderman Kapusta,
Yes.
Alderman Borgman,
Yes.
Alderman Hamel,
Yes.
Alderman Wolf.
Yes.
There are 7 in favor.
Okay, yep, all that.
All of that.
All that for that.
It was a good.
New business, we have none this evening. Review of committee reports. I can just do it. Finance Committee, August 28th, 2018, and Public Works and Safety Committee, August 20th, 2018. And then we have first reading of ordinances and possible second reading if rules are waived. Ordinance 1421, an ordinance to amend Chapter 263.4 of the City of Muskego Municipal Code, fireworks. Could probably waive this one. 'cause
Talk to us, Jeff.
All right.
Go ahead, tell them,
When
and then
you-
maybe you'll waive the rules so we can get it done.
I'm thinking.
When you start changing an ordinance, especially like fireworks, you can kind of have a snowball effect. And so what happened on this one is once we started making changes, we required that for the group permit, the applicant must be the owner of the property. Well, that's not going to work for some things because the owner of the property, for example, if it's on a barge, so that's just not going to work. So what we decided to do was to change it so that the applicant has to require permission or obtain permission from the property owner. That's the only way I think I can change it to still have it so that it'll work for the group.
And provide proof of insurance, right? That's in there already?
That stays,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's all, that,
This
none
is
of
the
that
only
touch.
piece,
This
yeah.
is just this one piece about whether it be, the applicant be the owner or that he get permission. So that's kind of what happened, and that's what we caught once we were trying to put this thing into effect. I hope I don't have to come back with fireworks again.
Ever again.
Yeah.
Any other questions or anything?
Makes sense.
Okay, voucher approval.
Don't we have to approve that?
Motion to approve utility vouchers, the amount of $27,810.43.
We need a motion?
Second.
Or was that your motion?
That was his motion.
Okay, sorry,
Am I
second.
supposed, can we
Yeah.
start using this again?
Are we not using this? or-
No, we're not going to use it now. It's,
Yeah,
yes.
now because of Kevin, it's off.
Okay, any discussion on the general voucher or utility
Utility.
vouchers? Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Approved unanimously.
Motion to approve tax vouchers, or, I'm sorry, there are no tax vouchers. Motion to approve general fund vouchers, the amount of $1,595,024.02.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Approved unanimously.
Motion to approve wire transfers for debt services, in the amount of $1,748,453.63. Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Is approved.
And motion to approve wire transfers for payroll transmittals in the amount of $338,766.82.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Is approved. City official reports, nothing this evening. Communications and miscellaneous business. Updates, are there, I guess instead of going in order, is there anyone here? Just raise your hand if you have an update on this list.
John?
Annual meeting for
This is the Little Muskego Lake District.
Little Muskego annual meeting is next Thursday, 7 PM here.
Okay, thank you. Closed session. Pardon me?
I was saying that's, I believe that's the same date as the senior taxi,
Fundraiser.
yeah, Oktoberfest, which is October 4th at the Audmar's up.
At where?
Audmar,
Okay.
plenty of tickets available if you'd like to come and drink some craft beers and have some a little
Pumpkin
food.
spice.
See me if you want a ticket.
Anything else? Okay, closed session.
Following conclusion of
Show your mics off.
Sorry. Following conclusion of session for discussion action relative to Boxhorn Facility Lease Agreement, and to take such further action as may be necessary and appropriate with respect to such matters. A closed session for the above purpose is authorized pursuant to the provisions of 19.85, Pren 1, Pren G of the Wisconsin statutes, conferring with legal counsel for the governmental body who is rendering oral or written advice concerning strategy to be adopted by the body with respect to litigation in which it is or is likely to become involved. Upon conclusion of the closed session, the Common Council will convene in open session to consider its public agenda, including motions to recommend approval or rejection of the above-listed deliberations or any of the public agenda items that have not been acted upon.
Move to enter closed session.
Second.
All those in favor?
We need a roll call vote.
Oh, roll call vote,
Right,
sorry.
gotta do a
She's going to do
roll
roll call.
Alderman Madden?
Yes.
Alderman Kubaki?
Yes.
Alderman Engelhardt?
Yes?
Alderman Kapusta?
Yes.
Alderman Borkman?
Yes.
Alderman Hamel?
Yes.
Alderman Wolf?
Yes.
There are 7 in favor.
Thank you. We will
Oh, I don't need any, I'm
To go,
good.
to go?
No, that's fine.
All right.
All you gotta do is adjourn now, I think, right?
I like it.
That guy is so obnoxious, my phone.
Future agenda items and
Tom
then,
made it all again.
And it's okay, I don't care.
Bring my own next.
is Jill ready? Are we back on?
Bring it.
Okay, we're on and ready. So with that, we are now back in open session.
Previous holiday stuff at half price.
Are there any future agenda items or reconsiderations? Is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? We are adjourned.
You gotta be quick.